That breaking news, the remains found in Jefferson County last week have been positively identified as Kelly Dwyer. She disappeared a year and a half ago. Dwyer was last seen going into her boyfriend's apartment on Milwaukee's east side.
The boyfriend, Chris Zacco, has not been charged, but police say he is a prime suspect.
The Jefferson County Sheriff will be holding a news conference in about 15 minutes.
Our Lacey Crisp is on the way there. We will carry that as soon as it begins.
But our team coverage includes Michelle Fiore, who is outside Chris Zacco's apartment building.
But we begin with Charles Benson at the medical examiner's office.
And Jefferson County investigators tell me those human remains found last week have now been identified as Kelly Dwyer, and they were able to make that identification by an autopsy here at the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's office. They were able to use dental records to identify Kelly Dwyer, and as you can imagine, this news has hit Dwyer's family and friends hard. A message left on Facebook reads, "It is with heavy hearts that we announce Kelly has been found. It has been a long 18 months for everyone." 27-year-old Kelly Dwyer was reported missing in October of 2013. Friends, family, and complete strangers organized searches. Shortly after her disappearance, police named Chris Zacco a person of interest. Dwyer was last seen entering Zacco's apartment building. Search warrants reveal they had a night filled with cocaine, alcohol, and sex. A video was found on Zacco's cell phone.
There's gasping, she's blindfolded. At a point, he tells her, breathe through your nose.
The search warrant also revealed that a cadaver dog found evidence of human remains outside Zacco's apartment door, at a trash chute, and near his parking spot. Then, a little more than a year after Dwyer went missing, Zacco was convicted of possessing child porn and keeping a drug house. Prosecuting attorneys pushed for a higher bail since he was a person of interest in Dwyer's disappearance.
Perhaps he had absolutely nothing to do with her disappearance, but there are a number of concerning and suspicious factors.
In January, he was sentenced to 19 years in prison. Dwyer's family was at his hearing. They never gave up hope of finding her.
We will never give up until Kelly comes home. That's the end of my comments.
And we want to show you now a live picture from Jefferson County, where we are awaiting a news conference from the Sheriff's Department there. The Dwyer family has yet to comment on this new information. They have asked for privacy, but just last week, Mike and Carol, we know that the father had hired a private investigator and a public relations team so that they could renew interest and bring more awareness to this case. I also had a chance to talk with the Chief Deputy DA here in Milwaukee County, Kent Lovern, and he tells me that tomorrow prosecutors and investigators will get together to see where they can go forward now. What's the next step now that they have this information? What's available to them? What options are available, if any? But certainly a lot of questions remain. How did she end up in Jefferson County? Was she murdered? How did she die? There's a lot of questions the family is probably asking at this point as well. But for now, we're live at the Medical Examiner's office in Milwaukee County. Charles Benson, today's TMJ4.
At least one small piece of this puzzle has been solved. Thank you very much, Charles.
Well, as we mentioned, Kelly Dwyer was last seen on surveillance video going into Chris Zacco's apartment building on Milwaukee's east side.
But she never came out. Michelle Fiore is live outside the building at Prospect and Lafayette. Michelle.
Yeah, Carol and Mike, this is the apartment building where Kelly Dwyer was last seen in October of 2013. And today we've been spending time talking to neighbors out here, including a woman we met who met Kelly Dwyer at a bar just across the street the night that she disappeared. Now, their overall reaction is of sadness from those neighbors.
Having known Kelly, I'd say for about 6 months through one summer, she was just a really nice girl, and we're really happy that they found her. Hopefully the family can have some closure, and I hope they find out what really happened.
We've also been in contact today with a family spokesperson who tells us that the family is relieved, obviously, to find out that that is her body. A missing person advocate did speak to Tony Dwyer just this morning.
Into the last minutes before this, you know, he had so much hope.
Now, there was some talk tonight about possibly holding a vigil for Kelly Dwyer. That it will not be happening. I'm told from Chris Schwartz, however, if you're wanting to support their family, to light a candle tonight in Kelly's name at 7 o'clock. Reporting live on the east side, Michelle Fiore, today's TMJ4.
All right, thank you, Michelle.
Now, as we mentioned, Chris Zacco has not been charged in connection with Dwyer's disappearance. Court documents show police have been building a case against him since day one. Steve Shamraz is in the newsroom with the facts we know based on those court records. Steve.
Carol, we're going to retrace a couple of facts that have been laid out by the last two reporters that started the broadcast here, but there are a mountain of details in this file full of court documents we have here in the newsroom. Criminal complaints and search warrants detail just why police are so focused on Chris Zacco as a person of interest in Kelly Dwyer's death. When Chris Zacco was interviewed by Milwaukee police, he said he and Kelly Dwyer like to get together and party. A search warrant application says Zacco's idea of a party involved, quote, using powder cocaine, drinking, and occasional sex. Court documents say that was the plan the night Dwyer was last seen alive. Zacco told detectives, quote, on the evening of October 10th, he provided her with $300 to buy an 8-ball of cocaine, and they returned to Zacco's apartment where they used the cocaine together. Surveillance cameras in Zacco's building captured the two returning from that drug run at 2:37 a.m. on October 11th. But there is no video of Dwyer ever leaving. On October 16th, police returned to Zacco's building with a dog trained to detect the scent of dead bodies. A search warrant says that dog hit 5 times at Zacco's door on the 18th floor, at the trash room on the 18th floor, at the main trash room on the ground floor, in the parking garage, and on a shovel found in the parking garage. One other important detail from those court documents, the shower curtain from Zacco's apartment. It was missing. It appeared to be ripped from its rings. Mike and Carol.
Steve, a couple of interesting questions to be answered here. Have they been able to determine Kelly Dwyer's cause of death, because that occurred presumably about 18 months ago? And is there any other evidence other than dental records that might help authorities link this case to Chris Zacco's apartment?
We have no information today from the medical examiner's office about the condition of the remains, so we don't know how much evidence they're able to recover from those clearly deteriorated remains that could help them lead to a cause of death. Mike.
Yeah, perhaps we'll learn more in this news conference coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Thanks, Steve.
Milwaukee police, as we mentioned, say Chris Zacco has been their only suspect in the Dwyer murder. He is in prison after being convicted of keeping a drug house and possessing child pornography.
And again, coming up at 6:15, a news conference scheduled in Jefferson County, and we will carry that live. Perhaps it will reveal more information about the discovery that was announced today.